What's up, guys? So I'm calling in sick again today. I woke up with this horrible cold. I've just had this headache all day and just haven't been feeling up to making a video, but I still wanted to give you guys something. So I'm doing another Am I the Asshole video. Maybe if you guys like these videos, I still don't know how you've reacted to the first one, but if you like these videos, maybe this is something I'll do, you know, when I'm not feeling up to making a video. And I would love to get you guys involved. Leave some comments about what you think about these scenarios, because obviously we're going to have different opinions. I'm sure some of the time we'll agree, some of the time we won't. And I think that's the beauty of stuff like this. So here is the first Am I the Asshole thread that we're going to chat about. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my best friend's wedding after she replaced me as maid of honor because I'm too fat, because I'm pregnant? That, I feel like the title gives it all away, but let's read the thread. So I'm a 27-year-old female and I have a best friend named Claire who's 28. We've been best friends since high school. When she asked me to be a maid of honor, I was thrilled and went all out to make her wedding special. I paid for the bridal shower, bachelorette party, which was a weekend trip, decorations and other expenses, spending several $1,000s. While it was a lot of money for my husband and me, I wanted to make her big day perfect because she's like family to me. 2 months ago, I shared that I'm 4 months pregnant. Claire congratulated me, but started acting distant afterwards. She excluded me from conversations about the wedding and had made passive comments about how hard it is to coordinate when people are distracted. I brushed it off, thinking it was wedding stress. A few days ago, she sat me down and told me she didn't want me in the wedding anymore. Her reason? I'm getting too fat, and she just doesn't want me in pictures. She said she has a specific vision for her wedding and I no longer fit in it. I was devastated. I asked if this was about my pregnancy, but she insisted it wasn't personal. She said she was replacing me as maid of honor with another friend who fit her aesthetic. I told her if I wasn't in the wedding, I wouldn't attend it at all. I also handed her the receipts for everything I'd paid for. I told her that her and her fiance needed to reimburse me since I'd only spent that money as her maid of honor. Claire flipped out, calling me selfish and accusing me of trying to ruin her wedding. She said it was tacky to ask for the money back and that expenses like these were my responsibility as the maid of honor. I reminded her that she removed me as that role, so the expenses were no longer mine. Since then, Claire, her fiance, and even her family have been spamming me with calls and texts. They're accusing me of being petty and overreacting because of pregnancy hormones. They're also saying I should have just let it go and written off the money because weddings are stressful and Claire didn't mean to hurt me. My husband has been incredibly supportive and said I did the right thing. He's furious at how Claire treated me and agrees that I shouldn't be out of thousands of dollars for a wedding that I'm not even a part of. I feel heartbroken and humiliated by someone I thought was my best friend. Still, the constant backlash has made me second guess myself. Am I the asshole for standing up for myself and asking for a reimbursement? Should I have just quietly stepped aside? Man, I feel horrible for this woman. Like, that's supposed to be her best friend. She thought it was her best friend, and it seems like it wasn't. Best friends don't treat best friends that way, in my opinion. I mean, friends shouldn't treat friends that way, but a best friend, someone who this woman thought of as her maid of honor, that's such, you know, a big role, a big honor, and she took that away from her solely based on the way she wanted her wedding photos to look. I mean, I think the bride, if she was a nice person, should have been honored that this person, even while pregnant, is still wanting to do everything to make her day special and still be a part of it. And those photos would reflect the beauty of new life that was a part of their extended family. I don't know. I feel like this bride is incredibly selfish. I think this woman has dodged a bullet and is lucky to have this person out of her life, but it's sad that she's had to go through this thing. I definitely don't think she's the asshole at all. I think the bride is a bridezilla. And yeah, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So the next one, am I the asshole for calling out my cousin for constantly bringing up my ex at family gatherings? I'm a 27-year-old female, recently had an awkward confrontation with my cousin over her constant habit of bringing up my ex at family events. For context, I dated my ex for 4 years and we broke up over a year ago. While it was an amicable split, I've moved on, but it feels like my cousin hasn't. Every time we're around family, she finds a way to mention my ex and how much she misses him, or how no one else will ever measure up. This weekend during a family dinner, she did it again, this time saying she couldn't believe I hadn't tried to work things out with him. I got frustrated and maybe a bit too loudly told her to stop bringing him up and that her comments were hurtful as I've already moved on. I even said something like, if you liked him so much, why didn't you date him? Sarah got very visibly upset and called me sensitive in front of everyone, saying she was only joking and missed having my ex around because he was like family. My aunt later told me I embarrassed my cousin and that I should have spoken to her privately, especially since she didn't mean anything by it. Now I'm wondering if I took it too far. Am I the asshole for calling her out publicly? Look, I mean, I haven't got the full story, obviously. I'm only just hearing the small part, so there could be more to it. But I think as an overall thought on it, I think it is rude to constantly bring up somebody else's ex in public, around family, around friends, when you know the relationship is 100% over. It's just like, why are you putting someone that you care about in that uncomfortable situation? The relationship's over, just leave it be. Don't bring it up, and especially don't keep bringing up, you know, that around family or friends. And I think, you know, maybe she could have told her privately, but the cousin was bringing it up in front of everybody, so, you know, maybe it was relevant for her to say in front of everybody that she kept bringing it up in front of, that this isn't okay. I don't think she's the asshole in this case. I understand that, you know, it wouldn't have been nice to constantly have that brought up around her family. I don't know how far she went with it. Maybe she went a bit too far. So yeah, I don't have all the context of the situation. I'm just saying a little bit. I'm gonna go with not the asshole, but maybe, you know, she was yelling, screaming, name call. I don't know how far it went. So with the information I know, I'm gonna go with not the asshole, but there could be more to the story, who knows? Am I the asshole for making my wife delete a photo of us? My wife posted a photo of us recently and I absolutely hated the way that I looked. There was 2 photos. I said one photo was okay to post, but the other was terrible because I recently had a really bad haircut. She posted it anyway and I was very upset. I told her to delete it, but she said she won't because people have already seen it, and she asked at the time if these photos were okay when she took the photos, and I'd said I didn't get a good look at them at the time. She deleted it, but then started crying. She got so mad at me and wouldn't talk to me for hours after I made her delete it. She said that most guys wouldn't care and would just let their wife be happy. Am I the asshole? In my opinion, I don't think so. I mean, guys do get self-conscious of the way that they look, especially in this day and age. I think men are more and more self-conscious of the way that they look in the social media age. There's so many expectations of men. We're supposed to be 6 foot and over, we're supposed to be ripped, and all of this sort of stuff is just taken for granted, as if, you know, we all can achieve these unachievable looks that society kind of puts on men. So we do get self-conscious about the way that we look. And I think he had every right to ask for a photo that he really didn't like to be taken down, and she should have respected that. And I think she just didn't really take into consideration how he really felt about it, and she pulled out the line of most guys wouldn't care. And I feel like that's one of the worst things you can say during an argument. It's something that men will say to women, something that women will say to men. And I know I've been in relationships where I've had that exact line said to me, and I'll also be honest and say that I have used that line in arguments myself as well, and I don't think in any circumstance is it a fair line to use, because everybody is an individual. It doesn't matter if you believe that 99% of the people, you know, that are men or women would feel a certain way about something. The only thing that really matters is how your partner feels about it, and comparing your partner to, you know, the rest of their same sex, it's very demeaning and belittling. Yeah, and I don't think it's an argument that should be used. And as I said, I have made the mistake in my life of using that argument and had it used on me, and I feel like it's not one that's right to use. So yeah, I don't think he was the asshole at all. And I think that, yeah, she needs to work on listening to his feelings rather than her feelings of how he's supposed to be. Am I the asshole for asking my partner to go to therapy? I just told my partner that he should go to therapy because sometimes I feel like he hasn't dealt with his previous relationship, which was pretty toxic and abusive. And if it affects us, as he sometimes projects on me things that I feel are from his past. He says that it's not for me to tell him to go to therapy, and that in fact it feels like an attack from me. He believes that everyone's journey with therapy is personal and that a partner should never force the other into seeing a therapist. I, on the other hand, disagree, as I believe actions and emotions most likely impact on your partner and the relationship, so you need to have a say. Am I the asshole? Look, it sounds like this person genuinely cares about their partner and their relationship, and there's things from their partner's past relationship that seem to be coming into the present relationship. And I think hearing your partner tell you that you need to go to therapy can be quite hard, especially if, I guess, the other person doesn't have a positive outlook on therapy. I think some people grow up with a really negative view on therapy. They think therapy is for people who are crazy or mentally ill or have a lot of problems. And so it can be quite insulting to hear from somebody that you believe cares about you that you need to go to this place, like there's something really wrong with you. And that's probably where he's coming from. He probably feels like his partner is telling them that there's something really wrong with him, and it's hurtful. But I think the partner is trying to tell them that they care about them and their relationship so much that they want them to go and find ways to deal with this past pain because they want them to heal from it. And I think if you truly love somebody, you do want them to heal from their past pain. But I think it is a difficult situation when two people have very different views on therapy. I don't think this poster is an asshole for wanting their partner to go to therapy. And this is coming from somebody who has gone to therapy throughout different stages of my life. And I really believe that therapy can be quite helpful both for, you know, an individual and for a relationship, both singular therapy and couples therapy. So I really hope that they're able to change their view on therapy and to give it a chance. The reality is you can't force somebody to go to therapy. Someone has to genuinely want to go. And even if this woman does manage to, you know, talk him into going to therapy, if he doesn't want it for himself, the therapy probably won't help. So he needs to get to that point where he genuinely does want it. What that's going to take, I couldn't tell you. Am I the asshole for walking to my dad's house instead of spending the day with my mum's partner? When I, 15 male, was 13, my mother, a bisexual woman, cheated on my dad with one of her female friends from college that she had reconnected with. My parents divorced and my mum married her partner. I'm an only child and I live with my mum during the week. We're quite close. Her partner makes a lot of money, so much money that my mum thinks it doesn't make sense for her to work and she's a stay-at-home mum. My relationship with my mum's partner is tense. At first, I didn't mind her. Since my mum doesn't work, her partner provides for her. As long as she provided for my mum and made her happy, I didn't care. My mum provides for me with child support money from my dad. The issues started quickly arising when my mum's partner started intruding on my life. She tried to look through my laptop but couldn't crack my password and demanded I open it for her. I refused. There was a massive argument and my mum took my side, which caused tension between my mum and her partner. Next, she started judging me for my eating habits and weight. She started making comments about how I'm looking chubbier than usual and should stop eating so much fast food. I literally eat what my mum cooks at home. She also demands, since it's her house, I always keep my room clean and organized. I have no issue with this. She is right. What bugs me is that she will come into my room at like 6 a.m. and will yell at me while I'm asleep to start cleaning. All of this BS results in a lot of daily arguments between us. I've started going to my dad's after school instead. This causes my mum to freak out and beg me to go home to her. I hate doing this, but I love my mum and do it for her. A few days ago, my mum sat me down with her partner and asked both of us if we could figure out a way to get along. A couple of hours of discussion and there was an agreement to try and be more respectful. Despite this, a lot of the same behaviour keeps going on. And today, on the birthday of my mum's partner, my mum asked if I was going to celebrate with them. I thought about it and said no. My mum told me I don't have a choice since her partner provides for her. We both owe her basic decency and respect. She told me to get ready and dress nicely since we were going out to eat. I had a F this moment, so when my mum went to shower, I decided to leave the house and walk to my dad's place. My mum freaks out and calls me. I don't pick up, so she calls my dad and he tells her where I am. There is a huge argument between the two, and at the end of it, my dad congratulated me on standing up to my mum and her partner despite being such a jerk to them. Am I the asshole? Oh, this is a tough situation. It sounds like this child is really caught between the tension of the two parents, and this is a situation no child deserves to go through. I mean, by the sounds of it, it's been 2 years since the divorce, but I think 2 years on, you know, the child's still dealing with the pain of the divorce, the pain of going from, you know, mum and dad living together to mum living with a whole other person that they're living with, and, you know, trying to please this new person. And it also sounds like mum has somewhat of a gravy train with this person, so they're really trying to people please this person and give them authority over their child. And I don't think that that's right. Like, literally saying this person provides for us, so we need to, you know, show them respect. And it sounds like the partner is overstepping some boundaries with the child, because, you know, this child, they're still coming to terms with all of this. You know, that sort of, the pain of divorce for a child, a teenager, whatever, it doesn't just end overnight. And I definitely don't think that this partner has the right to be demanding access to their laptop or, you know, anything like that. And it's not even their job to be demanding that they clean their room either. I mean, that's the mum's job, not the new partner's job. Like, yeah, I disagree with all of that. And I think also the child probably has some loyalty conflicts as well. Saw mum cheat on dad, and, you know, now living with mum's new partner and wanting to maintain that relationship with dad. Sounds like they're kind of stuck in this trying to please everybody phase. And I think the mum needs to really acknowledge the child's feelings and have some conversations with her new partner about parenting boundaries. But I think she's probably scared of doing that because she doesn't want to upset the new relationship dynamic, and perhaps she's putting the new relationship above the child. And I think that's one of the really hard parts of moving on to a new relationship when you already have a child. And it's one that I think I will probably struggle with when I do it myself, because my belief is when you're married, it's like God, spouse, child. That's the hierarchy. Spouse comes before the children. But if you go into a new relationship and you already have a child, where does the hierarchy go? And me personally, I don't think I could put another person's needs before the needs of my children. I think my children's needs at this point in time come first, and it doesn't sound like she's doing that. I think she's also scared of losing her gravy train with the new partner. I think it's a complicated situation. You should respect the person that your other parent is with. You shouldn't just disrespect them. That's still someone that your parent is with. If that partner isn't giving the child respect and isn't respecting those boundaries, I can completely understand why a teenager who's already, you know, gone through hormonal changes of their own that they're dealing with, as well as all of that other stuff. You know, I don't think this person is the asshole. I think they're dealing with a lot, and they felt that's what they needed to do at the time. And the mum needs to just respect that they're still dealing with a lot of complicated issues, and that day they just needed their space. Anyway, that is my Am I the Asshole video for today. Sorry, it's just been me sitting here reading Reddit with you guys video, but I wanted to give you something. Hopefully my answers made sense, because my head is absolutely killing me today, so I'm struggling. See you guys.